snacks coming at 12 o'clock.
Gentlemen. There you go.
Thank you. Look at the baby soda, Spencer. Alex, shut the heck up.
Once you begin to discover who you are, then you really realize how you have been given authority over your life. But you can only do that through the struggle of life. And most people avoid the struggle. Most people go through life avoiding pain. When you're working on a dream, at some point in time, a transition takes place. You learn how to leap higher. Start challenging yourself to dig deeper. Something in you that you never activate is lying dormant in there. Don't try and take any shortcuts. Do what you know is right. We've been chosen for this great work.
I don't know, man. You ever just feel like life is just pushing us towards something? Like some greater purpose.
Congratulations, guys, on this new film.
Thank you.
What was it like when Clint Eastwood asked you to be yourselves?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I literally felt like someone took my brain and shook it, like, inside my head. It was buzzing. Yeah.
I thought he was joking. Like, I was like, you have to be joking. There's no way. Like, why would you want us, this doesn't happen. Why would you want us to play ourselves? Like, but he wasn't joking. He was very serious.
Did you ever think of saying no?
Yeah.
Well, initially we said yes right away.
Okay.
And then once he left the room, we were like, oh.
We didn't want to risk the success of the picture.
Exactly.
Because we were thinking at that time, it was out of the realm of possibility for us. So we were like, real actors would do the story like any other movie. But we ended up learning that it was actually best for us to play ourselves, actually.
Yeah.
Was it cathartic? Was it hard to reenact everything that you'd gone through?
I wouldn't say hard, but it was definitely cathartic. I mean, doing the whole thing over again.
Yeah.
There was a lot of stuff that we missed, and by combining all of our experiences into one story, and we felt doing it very accurately, kind of like closed the chapter in a way for us, and that we could kind of move on from it.
We don't have like PTSD or look back at it as a traumatizing experience. It's actually like a blessing as what it's turned into, and it's a blessing that we were able to save those many people in hindsight. So it's actually something like a memory we're fond of, actually. And it was fun to relive it with Clint Eastwood this time. Like, you can't beat that.
Yeah. Tell me about your faith. I know you guys are all faith-believing guys. What role did your faith play in the actual event?
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Faith in each other, that we would have each other's back, and faith also that God had his hand on us, because just all the coincidences that happened during that day, or what would be called coincidences, there's just too many. And we were literally, our lives were leading up to that moment in that right place, right time. Most people don't get confirmation like that, and we got a loud and clear confirmation that that's where we're supposed to be. That's what our lives were leading up to for that moment at that point in time.
Yeah, it kind of felt like our whole life was a preparation for that very day. And then just kind of putting it all together like that, hindsight, it was like, oh God, you're up there. You're doing these things.
Well, do you ever think about why God would put you in that circumstance? I mean, you could have died.
I think it was to save everybody.
To stop a terrorist attack.
Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't even really our intention. We were just doing it to survive. But again, hindsight being 2020, I feel like that's why we were there.
Yeah, we were there.
Giving us such a
My bad.
perspective, just such a better perspective on life in general. Like, God's never going to put you in a situation that you can't handle, and that just for me rang true. Not only on the terrorist attack, but everything that we've done since. Because there's been a lot of challenging times afterwards as well.
It didn't have to be. They could have made the picture. Anybody could have made the picture, and we didn't have to be in it. But just the fact that it's even blossomed into that, has confirmed for us that it's like our duty now to share the story with everybody, so they can draw these certain themes from the film.
As you look back on that day and you think, 3 friends grew up together, what are some things that you, as you reflect on it, especially in the movie, being a part of that, what are some things that stand out to you now that you've had time to really process it about that day and about that experience?
For me, just like how fast things happen,
Yeah.
that will never go away for me. When we saw the gunman, we had just woke up, turned around, saw the gunman. Alec yells "go" and Spencer's gone. Like, it happened that fast.
For example, like the fight was about 2 minutes, but there were so many things that happened in that 2 minutes and afterwards that if we really gave you like a specific breakdown of every little thing that happened, we could sit here and talk to you for an hour about it.
But hopefully the movie does a good job at
Yeah.
showing all those things. So that's why it's better than just reading it in the newspaper or the news headline. People were able to see just how crazy the situation was.
Yeah.
As you talk about your faith, what do you hope that people will get from this movie, especially when it comes to, both of you saying how God puts you in those particular circumstances, and you can look at it as happenstance, but obviously there's a providential reason why you were there. What's the challenge for people watching, maybe that are put in certain circumstances?
Well, I would say kind of what Spencer said, that God doesn't put you in a situation that you're not prepared for, that you can't handle, because again, looking back on our own lives, we had all the right tools to handle the situation. We just had to do it. And I think that's probably the biggest thing, is just you have the right tools, whether you know it or not. You just have to have the strength to do it and the faith to do it.
God puts opportunities in front of you, and it's really just kind of your choice to act on them.
I think the challenge for people will be they'll be watching it trying to figure out, well, what is it within us that allowed us to do this, or what is it that we have? So basically, we look at it from faith, from two perspectives. They're going to see the friendship and the faith we had in each other, but also the faith that we had in God to even get up and act to begin with, because literally those circumstances couldn't have happened just by chance, all the different things that happened. So the film shows that, and people will have to draw their own conclusion and be like, there has to be something more there.
What do you think about the title hero?
We don't consider ourselves heroes.
It's everywhere.
That's, well, not by our choosing. I mean, to be honest, we were just doing what we had to do to survive that day. It was not really a question of, hey, let's save all these people because this guy's got an AK. It's like we had nowhere to go. If the situation had been different and the train had been stopped, we might have just hopped out of a window, who knows? But under those circumstances, with those exact people, that's just how the situation turned out. And again, that's kind of what we were talking about. Any one thing would have been different. Who knows how it would have been.
It's like something we're super thankful for, that in hindsight we did get to save that many people. It's something we didn't process for quite some time afterward. We were kind of wrapped up in our own experience. And then we kind of took us some months to quite realize, man, like there's like hundreds of other people that were affected by this, and it's something that we can be proud of in our own lives.
What's God doing next in your lives?
Hopefully
Making us
starting
movie
acting
stars.
careers.
There you go.
Well, I was going to say, I don't know. It's up to God. It's God's will, but
I believe God put us here.
He wants us to be stars.
He wants us in this position.
There you go.
So hopefully that works out.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you.